Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? I'd like to say welcome to everybody in the room and everybody joining us on A2 TV. Ooh, I had it together this morning until I started hearing Janet sing, and Janet has a tendency to make me cry, not because Janet sings bad, don't take it that way or anything, but just because Janet really, man, thank you so much for that, Janet. I heard her this morning saying it's hard to do this at 6 o'clock. It didn't sound like it was hard for her to do that this morning at 6 o'clock to me. I want to start off by just thanking Pastor Chris for having faith in me, for coming up, just letting me come up here today and just share my devotional with y'all. Thank you for everybody behind the scenes back there, Kendall and Jim, Amy, everyone that puts all this together and gets up for 21 days, super early and does this for us. So thank you so much. Like Chris said, I have a beautiful wife, Leanne. She shared last Tuesday. Y'all may have seen her on here. We've been married 8 years and roughly 3 months. We have 2 kids, 2 beautiful, beautiful children. I'm so blessed. Dixon, he's 6, started first grade this year, and James, he'll be 2 next week. Yes, and we've been at A2 for roughly 8 years, 2 months, and about a week, and the only reason I know that is we started going up after about 3 weeks of marriage. Me and Leanne were discussing that last night. I said, was it 3 weeks before? How long were we before we started going to A2? And she said it was 3 weeks, 3 weeks. I said, okay. And our marriage has been through a lot. Ups and downs. It's not been all good, but I can say that had it not been for this church, for various members of this church, for small groups, for different people in this church, we would not be where we're at. We'd be in a totally different situation, and it wouldn't be a good situation. I can guarantee you that. So I want to thank everyone who's been with us and walked us through our marriage so far. We love y'all so much. We love y'all. We love y'all. Like Chris said, I've been serving with A2 kids for about 5 years now. I started with Zach Walker, and I've been with Morgan for the past few months. And now we're transitioning to a new children's pastor. And, I learned so much on Sundays. We attend the 9 o'clock, and I go back there at 10:45, and I get just as much, if not more. Nothing against Pastor Chris, but because of my maturity level, I get so much more, from the kids back there. So I see a few people I'm so blessed to see that I serve with out here today in the crowd. So they'll know where I'm going with this a little bit. I kind of stole this from Sunday's lesson in children's church a little bit, believe it or not. But it just stuck with me the whole time. I couldn't get it out of my head because it was just so crucial to me. And it's about training. In 1 Timothy 4:8, we're called, it says physical training is good, but training in godliness is much better, promising benefits in this life and the life to come. And I feel like that word physical can be substituted for other types of training, like it said in our small group lesson, mental training. We need to be sharp mentally, always stay sharp mentally. And social training, especially in today's world, what I mean by social training is we're desocialized. We stay at home, we do everything on a computer screen. It's a lot easier. So that training to be social and to be in a group and to be with people. But the most important part of this verse is where it says that training in godliness is much better, And I spent some time in the military, and I think about training, and we have people in the military still in this church and people in law enforcement. And, it's not just in those types of fields, it's in every field we're into, whether it be a teacher, a doctor, there's always continuing training, continuing education, something that we're always willing to do. Even in my field, I'm always willing to pull up a YouTube video to look at something, to learn how to fix something, to learn how to better my skill set. I thought about the military, just stuck out in my head, because you look at the military, you look at law enforcement, and when they go through their training, their sidearm, their weapon is what they go to every day. It's their defense, and they have to be trained on that. And so they don't just pick it up in that first 3, 4 months, 6 months, whatever training they're going through, and say, well, man, that's it. That's all I got to do now. I'm good. I'm never going to pull it out again. I'm Barney Fife. It's going to stay in my holster. I'm never pulling this thing out again. No, they train with it, and they train with it daily, every day. It's not just a once a month, once a week thing that they train with it. And like I said, it's in every career field that we do this. We're so willing to push ourselves to the limits to better ourselves in our career, to better ourselves in education, in whatever it may be that we're doing, because we know that we're not where we need to be in that level. But it's so hard, and I'm calling myself out on this just like I'm calling everyone else out. It seems so hard for us to go into training every day to fight a battle that we know we can't win, that we know we're not equipped to win. And yet we don't pick up the word, and we don't do the things that we need to do. But it says clearly in here, you agree with me, that it says, but training in godliness is much better, because it doesn't just promise benefits on this life, it promises benefits in the life after. And I don't know about y'all, but that's what I'm chasing. That's what I want. That's what, Jesus is the main focus in this life, guys. We can go through the physical training, which is not bad. I need more of it. You can tell. Physical training is not, it's something that we need. We need to be well-rounded. We need that mental training. And I want to focus, as I close out here, on social training. That is huge, guys, especially with the semester that we're coming into. We're coming into our fall small group semester. Guys, I would be so lost without a group of men in my life. I've been in several different small groups, family small groups, marriage small groups for men, small groups for people with small children, just a ton of different small groups, guys. And not saying that I, haven't just stayed with one small group. I don't want it to sound like, wherever you can jump around, but you have different seasons of life, different changes. And from each one of those groups, guys, there's different men, different women in my life that God has planted in my life. And without them, I would be totally lost. I don't know where I would be. I wouldn't be here, I can guarantee you that. Because, in Matthew 18:20, it says, for where two or more gather as my followers, I'm among them. I know that's a saying we hear all the time, but I think we take it too lightly, guys, because, I struggle with addiction. And if not for people that I call on the way home, I've heard Pastor Chris's brother speak about this, I have to call people, if I'm going to stop at a gas station, I'm going to do something, I call people up on the phone, I put worship music on. But even the worship music, it's just something about having that accountability, having that person in your life to help guide you, in the times where you're just, you have that fog and that haze over your eyes. So, like I said, guys, let's go in. I strongly encourage y'all as we go into this. It starts in just a few weeks. Our fall semester of small group starts. Join a group. If you're interested in starting a group, contact someone at the church. There's plenty of emails, plenty of ways to contact on our website, guys. Reach out, start a small group, because I guarantee you there's someone dealing with the same thing that you're dealing with right now at this very moment, and they may be listening to this very thing that I'm saying right now. So my challenge is for us just to go out, let's be authentic, let's be intentional in our training, our spiritual training, our godliness training, in our prayer walk every day, in our time that we spend with the Lord. After this 21 days of prayer, let's not stop. Just like I said in the men's initiative, let's not let that campfire dwindle out and go away. Let's stoke the fire, keep it burning over the rest of the year. Let's just keep it going. Imagine, like we said, we've seen such remarkable things from 21 weeks. Imagine if we just carry this on out through the year. What remarkable things not only A2 can do, but just everyone in this room can do. So thank y'all so much for having me this morning. We're going to go into our time of prayer now.